Good morning, everyone. How is everybody doing this morning?
Good.
Well, today is the first day of Kwanzaa, and I'm here to talk about Kwanzaa, and it's a lot of information to take in. So just bear with me because I'm going to read a lot of it, and then I have a couple of surprises at the end. I'm going to tell a couple of folk tales about what Kwanzaa is all about. I'm going to do my favorite, and I'm going to do somebody else's favorite that they just don't know that I'm going to do. So I'm going to start this by the lighting of the candle. What it is, I'm sorry, just bear with me. Okay, the candle lighting ceremony each evening provides the opportunity to gather and discuss the meaning of Kwanzaa. So the first night of Kwanzaa, we light the black candle, which is in the center of the kinara, which is similar to a menorah, but it's made of wood, and we have 3 red candles and 3 green candles, and we would light the middle candle, the black candle, if it'll light. Well, it won't light, but that's okay. Technicalities.
I'll work on that one.
Okay, thank you. So basically, I'm going to give you a history of Kwanzaa, what it's about, and the reason it was created in the first place. And here we go. There we go. Thank you, Ed. Well, I have had the opportunity, if you know anything about the Benjamin Harrison home, I've done shows there, and we do a Christmas show every year, but we haven't done it in the last couple of years, and I had the opportunity to portray Dr. Malana Karinga. He is the professor and chairman of Black Studies at California State University, Long Beach, and he created Kwanzaa in 1966 after the Watts riots, if anybody's familiar with the Watts riots. But if you're not, basically what happened was a young man was pulled over for drunken driving in LA in Watts, and from there was a crowd that gathered, and they saw some things that happened, and an uprising happened for 6 days, and it's thus the Watts riots. And Dr. Malana, he comes in and he created Kwanzaa because of that, but also because of the commercialism of Christmas. And Kwanzaa is celebrated from the 26th of December to January 1st. So I'm going to break it all down for you, what it all means, and I hope that after I'm done, you'll understand a little bit more about Kwanzaa. So, as I was saying, Dr. Malana Karinga, he was a professor and chairman of Black Studies at California State University in Long Beach. And in 1966, he created Kwanzaa. And he searched for ways to bring African Americans together as a community. He founded US, a cultural organization, and started research African First Fruits, which is harvest celebrations. And Dr. Karinga combined aspects of several different harvest celebrations, such as those of the Ashanti and those of the Zulu, to form the basis of a week-long holiday. And the history of Kwanzaa. The name Kwanzaa is derived from the phrase Matunda ya Kwanzaa, which means first fruits in Swahili. Each family celebrates Kwanzaa in its own way, but celebrations often include songs and dances, African drums, storytelling, poetry reading, and a large traditional meal, which we all like to eat, right? And the meal consists of like sweet potatoes, greens. It's like a soul food thing, you know. Lots of meat, vegetables, grains, and fruits that have been grown. So each night of the 7 nights, the family, they gather and a child lights one of the candles on the Kinara candle holder. Then one of the 7 principles, like tonight, they would discuss Umanjali, which is unity, and we're in Unity Church. The principles called the Nguzo Saba, 7 principles in Swahili, are values of African culture which contribute to building and reinforcing community among African Americans. Kwanzaa also has 7 basic symbols. Those symbols? Those are the symbols, and we'll talk about each one of those, and which represent values and concepts reflective of African culture. An African feast called a Karamu is held December 31st. We did the candles. Okay, so the 7 principles. The 7 principles, or Nguzo Saba, are a set of ideals created by Dr. Malana Karenga. Each day of Kwanzaa emphasizes a different principle. So today, which is the black candle, which would be Umoja, which means to strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race. Now, the second day, you would light a red candle, and it would be self-determination. And the pronunciation for that is Kuji Cha Kuliya, which is to define ourselves, name ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. The third day is Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together, which is the family unit, which sometimes, this day and age, a lot of that's not happening, and it needs to happen more. So I'm trying to get involved more in the community to bring people together to do what we should be doing. And that's for all people, not just African American culture. The fourth one is Ojima, which is cooperative economics, Ujama, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Self-explanatory. And the next one is purpose, which is pronounced Nia, to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people of their traditional greatness, to lift us up to be kings and queens as we were portrayed in Africa. Then the next is the 6th day, which is pronounced Kuumba, to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it. And the last one is a good one for me, which is pronounced Imani, to believe with all our heart in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness of victory and struggle. Now, those are the seven principles. Now, we're going to get into the symbols. And there is one thing that I would like to bring up. Can you bring up that one, with the Kwanzaa? It's up? Oh, okay. Um, okay, happy Kwanzaa. These are the 7 principles, but with Kwanzaa, you have the K, which, happy Kwanzaa, the K is kind-hearted and kin. And the W is with wonderful wisdom. A, awesome antidotes. Naturally for nurturing. I'm sorry. Zealous is Z, and A is astonishing and anxious, and A is African ancestors. And oh my God. Oh my God. Let me cut this off. I'm sorry. All right, cool. Okay, back to the what's at hand. Okay, we're going to go into 7 symbols. Okay, the 7 principles of the Godzilla are the set ideals. Each day the emphasis on a different principle. So now, the mosaic is the crops, which are the fruits and nuts and vegetables, as I have here on the table setting. You have your fruits and vegetables here, and you would have them in a basket. You would have a festive table. Okay. God, I lost my thought. Sorry, everyone. Symbolizes work in the basis of the holiday. It represents historical foundation for Kwanzaa, the gathering of the people that is patterned after African harvest festivals in which joy, sharing unity, and thanksgiving are the fruits of the collective planning and work. Since the family is the basis of the social and economic center of every civilization, the celebration bonded family members reaffirming their commitment and responsibility to each other. In Africa, the family may have included several generations or 2 more nuclear families, as well as distant relatives. Ancient Africans didn't care how large the family was, but there was only one leader, the oldest male of the strongest group. For this reason, an entire village may have been composed of one family. The family was the limb of the tribe that shared common customs, cultural traditions, and political unity, and were supposedly descended from common ancestors. So it's a little more determined than that, but as it goes on to say, they lived with traditions that provided continuing identity. There were tribal laws that determined the system, laws of customs, birth, adolescent, marriage, parenthood, maturity, and death. So through personal sacrifice and hard work, the farmers sowed seeds that brought forth new plant life to feed the people and other animals of the earth. To demonstrate their mazayo, celebrants of Kwanzaa place nuts, fruits, vegetables representing work on the makika. And the makika is the mat. It's made of straw or cloth, and I have it on one, a makika that is black is made of straw cloth together, and you would lay that out on your table. And it comes directly from Africa. It expresses the history, cultural, and tradition. It also symbolizes the historical and traditional foundation for us to stand on, build our lives, because today stands for yesterday's, just as other symbols stand on the makika. James Baldwin in 1965, he wrote, "For history is not merely something to be real, and it does not refer merely, or even principally, to the past. On the contrary, the great force of history comes from the facts that we carry it within us are consciously controlled by it in many ways, and history is literally present in all that we do. It could scarcely be otherwise, since it is history that we owe our frames of reference, our identities, and our aspirations. During Kwanzaa, we study, we recall, and we reflect on our history and role that we play as a legacy in the future. In ancient societies, they made the mats from straw, the dried seams of grains, sowed and reaped collectively. The weavers, there were weavers, took the stalks of corn and different things and created household baskets and mats. We buy makika that are made of kente cloth, African mud cloth, and other textiles from various areas of